Happy holidays, friends! Yes, today is Christmas Eve, a day when everyone wants to be cheerful and watch Hallmark Christmas movies. But some of us choose to keep celebrating Halloween this time of year, as you can see with our beautiful Halloween tree. Now, we could do this with horror films set on Christmas, like the original Black Christmas, or a bunch of others found on Shudder, please sponsor us. But there's a large group of Disney cultists who prefer this flick, Tim Burton's The Nightmare Before Christmas. Disney marketed this film as 1993's go-to Halloween movie, thus forcing Hocus Pocus, which came out that same year, to be released in the summer so that the two films wouldn't cannibalize each other. This just seems like a dumb move that hurt Hocus Pocus' initial reception. Why not release Hocus Pocus in October and then Nightmare in December? I mean, many people consider Nightmare a Christmas movie anyway. But regardless of the backwards marketing, Tim Burton's film has gone on to spawn a huge fan base that continues to hype it up even 25 years later, almost to the point of pretty concerning obsession. So, is this movie really worth all the fanfare it gets from the Disney cult? Let's find out. The film opens with a forest of portals that lead to different worlds focused solely on one holiday, all day, every day. So does that mean the forest of portals is really the Arbor Day world? And is everyone always drunk in the St. Patrick's Day world? I'm surprised there are no sequels answering these questions. Well, we soon enter Halloween World, and we're greeted by a musical number that's basically Let It Go for Halloween enthusiasts.
This is Halloween, pumpkins scream in the dead of night.
I must admit I do feel at home here. The number also introduces us to our lead character, Jack Skellington. Though not the mayor, he's pretty much worshipped like a king in Halloween World. It's to the point where the actual mayor has no real power. No wonder he has a sad face in the back of his head. Now, I'm already making the classic mistake of trying to rationalize the world of a Tim Burton flick. What really makes his work stand out is the whimsical style he presents, and Nightmare Before Christmas is a perfect example of this. Same with some of his other great works like the '89 Batman and the Dumbo remake. Except for Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. I don't know what he was smoking when he made that. We also have Sally, who's basically the Bride of Frankenstein with a more broad vocabulary. She has dreams of getting away from her mad scientist creator and being in a romantic relationship with Jack. It's a bit cliche, but Sally is given some decent character development. She takes decisive action on her own, and at certain parts she's shown to be pretty clever. At one point she even gets her own solo number, and it's quite good. Then there's Jack's loyal dog Zero, who soaks up attention from the fans like any animal character does. Now the call to action is presented in this song about Jack getting bored with doing the same old thing all the time. He's gotten tired of scaring people and doing spooky stuff. What? You mean this whole movie happens because he's bored of Halloween? Is your precious Pumpkin King a Halloween heathen? Quick, gotta find something positive about this movie to talk about. Oh, I know, the music. It's actually one of the highlights of the movie, perhaps more so than the animation. The songs are well composed and very well sung by the actors who you could tell were classically trained. Some songs are more fun, while a few are nice operatic melodies. It's no wonder you hear people playing the songs a lot in October. So the next day, Jack goes wandering in the woods and somehow ends up where all the portals are. Self-reminder, don't question the reality of a Tim Burton film. He ends up there simply because the plot demands it. The door to Christmas Town catches his eye, and in his curiosity opens the door and goes tumbling into Whoville.
What's this? What's this? There's color everywhere. What's this? There's white things in the air. What's this?
A copyright claim from Disney is sure to hit us now. What's this? So Jack becomes instantly entranced by how bright, cheery, and different Christmas Town is. So he comes up with the idea of having Halloween Town spice things up by participating in Christmas in the human world this year. Nothing could possibly go wrong with this idea. Oh, but Jack's brilliant ideas continue when he decides to kidnap Santa Claus from Christmas Town to avoid there being two Santas in the human world at the same time. To make matters worse, he hires these three demon children to do the kidnapping for him. Lock, Shock, and Barrel. Don't they just look like the most trustworthy children who totally won't help out the main villain who happens to be their boss, despite Jack telling them specifically to leave said main villain out of everything? Oh well, at least you get a catchy song out of it.
Kidnap the Santa Claus, lock him up real tight. Throw away the key and then turn off all the lights.
Well, the kids do the deed, and after Jack congratulates them on a job well done, they toss Santa into the lair of the bad guy, Mr. Oogie Boogie. He's basically a talking, flamboyant burlap sack filled with bugs. I wish that was an exaggeration. Cue the obligatory Disney villain song. As Halloween Town prepares their spooky Christmas toys, Sally has a vision warning her of an impending doom for the whole Christmas thing and tries to warn Jack about it. Of course, Jack doesn't properly understand the warning at all.
Jack, please listen to me. It's going to be a disaster.
I wish someone had said this to Universal about the Black Christmas remake. But all the work is done, including Zero serving as Rudolph the Red-Nosed Ghost Reindeer. Okay, the movie from this point is pretty predictable, and most of you have probably seen it already, but here's a spoiler warning for those of you who haven't. Jack delivers the presents with impressive speed and efficiency. If he were delivering to this cabin, we'd love the presents. But apparently in this world, no one loves Halloween as much as we do. This leads to a lot of kids in Paris getting freaked out by the spirit store clearance items left under their trees and calling the police. Meanwhile, Sally discovers that Santa is being held prisoner by Oogie Boogie and attempts to use her assets to break him out. Unfortunately, this doesn't work and she becomes prisoner number 2. Well, that's one prediction that came true. The audience's. But then Sally's vision comes true and the frickin' military blasts Jack and Slay out of the sky. Well, good thing he's already dead. But out of the ashes springs Jack, who realizes it's best to stick with what he knows. Halloween! But he's still got to get Santa back home, which means confronting the villain. But Oogie's not just going to give up without activating the danger room. Jack has an advantage being so limber, which gives him a pretty easy time getting through all the traps. And he finally defeats him by stripping his burlap skin off, causing all the bugs to fall in the lava. Is that Disney friendly? I guess so, since it's just a bunch of bugs. So Santa makes things right in the human world, then returns to Christmas Town. Jack and Sally return to Halloween Town and everyone celebrates. Santa decides to give the citizens of Halloween Town a Christmas present in the form of snow, which does make me wonder what a snow-covered Halloween would look like in real life. Finally, at the very end, Jack and Sally sing one last song and get together. Now it's happily ever after.
And see, we're simply meant to be.
If I seemed hard on Jack, it was only because, when you really think about it, this whole mess started because of 2 reasons. Jack was bored, and he's a dumbass. Not something you'll hear fans of the film talk about. The movie also has its fair share of cliches, but its art design and music in particular make this a very entertaining film to watch in October and December. They're easily the best aspects of the whole film. The movie's available on Disney+, so if you're one of the millions of people already subscribed, check it out if you still want to feel Halloweeny during this cheery time of year. See you in 2020, friends!